Dr. Bright, let me come to you now. I guess there are a few things that have been left unsaid. Dr. Bright, go ahead, please.
Full scale into Nigeria killings, yes, despite it was the Christian genocide that kind of brought the issue. So, yes, let the investigation actually go on. And I think one other thing we still need to look at is that because when we begin to bring in religious emphasis, it kind of pitch tent against the other group. We know that there are some religious fanatics, both Christians and Muslim alike. But again, everybody we are Nigerians, and so we should hold that one goal of keeping Nigerians safe. So the killings, like yes, in the previous discussion, both Christians and both Muslims. So if Christians are being killed, Muslims are being killed, then there is the need for those who are not supporting the killings to come together on the ground that we want to secure lives. But when we now have a certain session not coming out openly to condemn the action first, which is the very first thing to be done, to say, okay, we condemn this in all its before we now say, okay, let us go ahead. And I believe that the investigation would definitely help. So we're going to call different persons to come and testify on those issues, and at the end of the day, it will go a long way to help. But again, we must come on the federal government being led by President Ahmed Tinubu beyond words, beyond rhetorics, real action. There should be a tone from the top. Because even when Shegumi was talking just now, he indicted him like he is aware of what is going on, know what to do about it. So it should come out openly. But if you say it's not Christian genocide, no problem. Nigerians are being killed by a certain set of persons. And when I was also listening to those statements, there was this repeated term of them. Who are these them? It also means when we go to talk to them, it means there is a place where you can meet them. See any place in the law or the Federal Republic of Nigeria where those who will take lives are being justified reasons to say, oh, for every reason, this your killing is justified. Even when the armed forces, either the police or the military, when they even have to kill, we still look at it to say, oh, is this killing judicial or is extrajudicial? You know, let alone civilians who does not even have rights. So, yes, let the investigation go on, but let the president give a full backing. Let him also continue his action that is having again. And like I have always said, not stories, but action. If you get to see actions, like in the recent past now, after the Trump pronouncement, we've heard this, while some are claiming it has dropped, we're also getting some other propaganda. No need. Let him just come out with action that will complement the situation where Nigerians will say, oh, the president has actually acted to save and guarantee safety for Nigerians.
The same issue. If you go to this day newspaper, the headline there is Akpabio, Tinubu has placed search for peace in Plateau at center of national security. And then the riders to that one, I'd like your reaction to this. President's emissary already in state to restore peace, foster intercommunal harmony. Presidential aide meets Christian clerics Fulani Miyeti Allah community leaders. Community-based peace structure to stabilize North Central region. DSS nabs another suspected arms supplier in zone. Now that's how this day puts it. The Guardian, on the other hand, tags it, Tinubu deploys peace envoy to Plateau as DSS arrest arms dealer. And the writers are, okay, that's how, excuse me, that's how the Guardian puts it. Barrister Darlington, good to have you join the conversation
Moses,
again.
Any misery that is not backed by force will not bring any results. Because I remember this same Plateau, Obasanjo imposed a curfew there when there was this mass killing in the same Plateau state. Is that not true? And at the end of the day, there was this peace, whatever. At the end of what happened? Did it not continue?
In fact, the killings then were not 1/10, 1/20 of what is going on now. And Obasanjo declared a state of emergency at that point.
All these things that Tinubu is just trying to, shift the blame or postpone the evil day. They will come back. Moses, as long as these people are here, they will come back. Except you stamp them out completely. Especially these people that are living in Benue and Plateau village, dislodge them. All these miseries or whatever, it is a no-no for me because they don't want this type of thing. You don't treat this type of thing, this type of problem with kid gloves. No, they don't listen to such things. Exterminate them. Have you seen America negotiating with the terrorists anywhere? No, tell me. Have you seen America sending emissaries to terrorists? Please, we want peace in Nigeria, one peace in Africa, in America. You don't do that. It shows that you're a weak government. For terrorists to reduce you to a situation where you will sit on the table and be talking peace with them, it means you're a weak government. And any government that is weak as such is not what it saw, because after God, it is government when it comes to coercive power. So why are you treating these people with keep knowing fully well that this measure you want to will not work? It has never worked. How many peace meetings have we had, Mr. Moses? Please, from Buhari to Obasanjo, look at Obasanjo. How many peace meetings? Because you have not, put your foot down and say, no, these people, it is either you leave Nigeria or I leave Nigeria for you. Just do it and see the results. That's what Ghana did. Is that not true? When Mahama came the first time in Ghana, he drew a line. He said, I dare you to cross it. The IGP in Ghana came out and said, come, can you shoot more than us? The court ruled against them. Overnight, they ran out of Ghana. Why is it that we know nobody wants to solve it, Mr. Moses? Tell me.
Apart from knowing our problems and not trying to solve it, I think the government also compounds the problem, by their actions and their inactions. The same government, the same president, the same government that is sending emissaries to Plateau State. What are the emissaries going to do? The emissaries are going to meet Christians and Muslims. The government turns around to say there is no Christian genocide. So why don't you just meet the Plateau community? Why do you have to segregate them? You are meeting Christians and you say you want to create interfaith harmony. So it looks like there is interfaith disharmony in Plateau State. You are inviting yourself. You are just telling us that, look, there is Christian genocide.
Mr. Oko, to add to what you are saying, the people you are going to interface with, they are in IDP camps.
And other people are
in their homes.
We had the first lady, the president's wife, dole out 1 billion naira to give to people in IDP camps. Why don't you ask the people that are occupying their homes to leave their homes?
These are things that even...
Assuming you have been in the ID camp for like 3, 4, 5 years, does it look like you can no longer identify your home if they take you back?
Can you imagine?
No, you can. This is your native land where you have lived for probably 20, 30, 40 years. And so the government will just play the ostrich. We hide our head in the town.
It's very annoying. Very annoying. Very annoying. Seriously. These are things that will cause war in a country. But we Christians, we have been so quiet, so peaceful, and they are taking it for granted. How do you drive me away from my family home, ancestral home, and then occupy it, and I'm living in IDP camp, and you want me to be happy in such a country? No, tell me. Anybody that is trying to, pamper this, water it down, may you also go and live in IDP camp. If you like it, may it be your portion. And we are talking about a serious matter here. You do know that those IDP camp, that they have no hope of tomorrow. The children are not going to school. Nothing. And around over 200 children have been given birth there. 200. What is the future of those children? Do you see how we create problem? They are not doing anything. What would they do? What would they do?
Our problems in this country, there are many. You know.
Look, there are not many. It's just one single.
Our problems here are many.
Look, this insecurity. There is nothing that can work in a state of what? Insecurity. This insecurity has brought a lot of problems. Settle it and every other thing will fall in place now.
Barrister, the issue here is that, like I said, apart from insecurity, we also have problems in the health sector, we have problems in the education sector, in the power sector, in the energy sector, everywhere. Unfortunately, we are people that like to outsource our problems. You know, we look for solutions outside. We are holding a debate here whether there is genocide, Christian genocide in Nigeria or not. We have United States of America. We designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern. And now, U.S. Congress begins full-scale probe into Nigeria's killings.
Of course.
We have a source that they are the ones telling us. We also have the Catholic Pontiff, Pope Leo XIV, you know, say, look, Christians are being persecuted in Nigeria. And Nigerian government is debating it. We have a Senate president that says, look, anytime I hear about these killings, I shed tears. What is that supposed to mean? Take us for fools or what? Now, after shedding tears, what next do you do?
Living in denial.
Have you raised any motion to say, look, all those people that are occupying other people's hand, you have to march them out of this place? We don't hear about this thing. Whatever, Barrister, hold on. What we hear is government, you know, trying to. We have state governments because the federal government has failed, the central government has failed in its responsibility to protect people. Now we have a state government that looks, say, look, bandits, terrorists, come, let's negotiate with you. How much do we pay you so that you let our people go to farm?
Can you imagine?
I'm telling you, it's happening in Zamfara. You got it up during the morning show in the TM. We have a government that is doing that. And when you say, oh, Nigeria is nearing a failed state, the government is quick to jump. No, these things are, it is Christians that are going to US, it is a P2B that is going to US, it is this person that is going to US to tell Americans, they know, they have their embassies here, they have their consular, they have their attaches, they have their insecurity information, they have their intelligence. Everywhere, they know all of these things, you know, and so we keep papering over all of these things. And when we talk, the next thing we say, oh, government doesn't have the political will. What is what political? We have a commander-in-chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Which other way does he need? I mean, he's in C. The other day, he changed service chiefs, sacked others, changed some retired and all of that. What other way? He has the legitimacy, he has the power, the mandate for 4 years. He's been there for 2+ years, 2 years plus. So what other political way?
That's to tell you that he has. That's to tell you that he has an alignment. That's to tell you that he has an alignment. Because if let's take our relationship for example, a lady comes and is insulting your wife. If you don't have any alignment with that lady, you will react. They are not ready to react because they are keeping them. Just like you have a dog kept in a cage that you want to use for something in future. So that's why they are romancing these people. If you have to pay bandit, what is the definition of bandit again? Is it different from what we know? Or are they local security that we have to say, okay, go and secure our people in the farm? There are persons that are killing people, placing demands.
Well, that's basically what Sheikh Gumi alluded to this morning. If you resolve issues with bandits, they can now help you protect the forest.
Can you imagine?
What I call audacity.
This is something that Saudi Arabia cannot tolerate, but we are tolerating it here. Look, there is something I have told these people. 1967 cannot be 2025. I've said it severally. With the interest the Western world have in Nigeria, if these people spark any problem, the war will not even last for 24 hours. I'm not joking.
No, Barrister.
I
disagree with you. I disagree with you.
In what way?
I disagree with you.
In what way? What do you disagree with me for? You mean if this thing continue, there won't be any problem? Is that what you're saying? Oh, they will continue to kill Christians, abi, and then trying to cover it. And you are telling me that one day Christians will not rise up, abi? No, why did you decide?
Barrister, you said that in case this thing gets into a conflagration where we have to have front lines, battle lines, and all of that.
Nobody's calling for war.
Nobody's calling for
Well, look,
that.
did that mention war? I said the problem. The same problem that happened in Israel. The Yom Kippur war lasted for 6 hours. Yom Kippur, that is the truth. If they don't stop all this entitlement mentality, that you want to collect the whole Nigeria before we can now live in peace, it can never happen. Mr. Okoro, tell them it will never happen.
Barrister, there's something we say
now because you don't have now because you don't have pipeline. You don't have
pipeline in the north. In the north, yes.
Now you're not targeting human beings. You can imagine this.
That was nonsense.
That God is exposing himself.
Barrister, you see,
that God is exposing himself.
In international relations, there is something we say. We say that nations go to war when diplomacy fails. But you discover that even during war, it only takes diplomacy to end the war.
No.
You understand? So,
at times when you subdue the other people, they will surrender. Mr. Okoro, okay, so like Hamas now. Did anybody come to table and say, oh yeah, let's do this?
No, Barrister, there was still a ceasefire. That was negotiated settlement.
From outside now.
It's still diplomacy.
It was when they called it.
Barrister, anyhow you turn it,
when they told Israel, please, it's enough. Stop the
negotiated settlement. Trump called for a ceasefire and they went there, and that was negotiated settlement. You know, whether you use the word defeat or negotiated settlement, but at least diplomacy was in play.
I've been advising them.
What we need at this point is for the government, to be very sincere to itself and intentional in solving the problem. But unfortunately for us, 2027 has got into the mix. 2027 has got into the mix. So I don't see this thing ending before 2027. That is it. Because truth be told, the way I see it, where I read the political landscape, the president will not in any way try to offend the North to solve this problem. I'm telling you, because he needs a second term. It's a contempt.
So is that right, Abi?
No, it's not a matter of. You see, Barrister, you have brought us to the point where I talked about political pluralism the other day. We have few centers of power in Nigeria. The North is the center of power, whether we like it or not. And until we begin to redistribute those centers of power, the North will always have its way. Unfortunately.
Are you serious?
Unfortunately. Because even if we have
is it by number now or by knowledge?
By numbers. Because the people that made this
numbers, by influence,
by authority.
Really?
Yes. I'm telling you, until we begin to redistribute those centers of power.
That was why I told you
because
that.
even if you put this whole of the South together, and you say every Southerner vote for Southerner, every Northerner vote for Southerner, which won't happen anyway. Which won't happen. But at the end of the day,
that's an assumption.
It's an assumption, but it plays out. You not come out to tell you that you cannot become the president of this country except to have the backing of the
Hold on, Mr. Okoro. You are talking about the North. It's not East and not West too.
What about North Central?
North Central.
Where do you think Nasarawa belongs to? Where do you think Niger belongs to? Where do you think Kwara belongs to?
They made that mistake in 1960. They will make it again.
There is that in all that the Sheikh was talking about just now, there was one statement he made, and the moment Nigerians begin to realize that, it will go a long way to help. Ignorance is fueling a lot of things. Many of us don't want to stay and what the true situation is. Because the numbers in the north, In the north, we are talking about how many of them are actually enjoying what's going on. So by the time they get the right information on how some of their leaders are using them for their personal gain, that's not that they have will not automatically translate to support for them. But we still allow this ignorance of let this be, just like you have the ignorance of your vote does not count. Let everybody turn out to say they want to come and vote and see that those powers that be, how many votes can they buy? But they keep creating that propaganda. Oh, they manipulate, they do this, your vote will not count. Let everybody come out and vote, and you will see it happened in 2023, and Nigerians can actually take it. It was overnight. I can speak for Edo. It was overnight. One slogan just came out Papa, Mama, Pikin. Papa, Pikin. People did not go for any other thing. They didn't even check for the presidency. They just went, whether it's Senate, whether it's House of Rep, whether it's President, going for Papa, Mama, Pikin. And those who contested, especially for Edo South, Edo South, those who contested, the result they got were very, very poor. So ignorance is something that Nigerians should be informed.
You see, the issue of the North being the center of power, I think it also borders on the nuisance value that they have.
Exactly.
They have accentuated a nuisance value, which you know that if there is chaos, there will be killings, there will be destruction of properties. So let's pacify them to avoid.
And they will die too.
That is part of the power that they wield.
And it also ties, with their cosmology, their worldview. Their worldview. You see, Sheikh Gumi said something this week.
If you kill one of them, they don't cry.
They don't cry.
What they actually do,
they don't cry. And so it ties with the fact that look, you don't get into a war with a man who is not afraid to die. Down south, people are afraid to die. But they are not afraid to die because it ties with their worldview. You understand? That is the truth of the matter. And Barrister, if you look at this thing, Dr. Brett, when we talk about the North,
when I was talking here, Mr. Oko, listen.
Barrister, let me land on my thought.
You have landed to the
No, I have not landed, Barrister. When we talk about the North being a center of power, we are not talking about the Talakawas. We are not talking about the ordinary man in the street. We are talking about the people that make decisions for the North. In everything that counted in 2023, what happened? How many votes did you get from the North? How many votes did you get from the North? We saw places where fingers were mutilated against the Labour Party. Who approved of those things? It is the powers that be. You recall that a certain wreck was burnt in his house. The powers that be refused all of that. We are not talking about ordinary people. We are talking. You recall that at some point in this country, we had something that we call the Kaduna Mafia. It was real, and they still exist in one form or the other. So until we begin to dismantle those structures one after the other, and make sure that powers are redistributed, centers of power are redistributed, so that it will have to be a congregation of ideas, a congregation of interests that have overlapped, that have intersected to the point that you come at something that is beneficial to everybody. We'll continue to be in this mess.
I disagree with you.
Okay.
You know why?
So what's your point?
It is what you allow that will come to you. What you allow. I said it when I was speaking here. I said, don't ever allow infamy from the beginning. If you allow it, you will allow every other thing.
Okay, so Barrister, how do you change the equation?
By resisting it. That's what I'm telling you here. All this your center of power. Center of power that is giving you nuisance value. Is that what you call this center of power you're talking about? So we are going to live with it forever, B? It is to challenge it. Don't give room for it because the man doing it will think that.
Barrister, do you agree that this center of power exists?
How does it exist?
So what are you fighting?
By killing each other.
What are you fighting if you don't agree that it exists?
No. Hold on, no. I am saying when it has become an infamy, don't allow it. And I gave the example of what happened in 1804. Imagine if the Hausas had said, what? Why do you kill all of us and take over the whole place? They did not exist it. And these people now see it as a...
Let's move on to other stories. Let's move on to other stories. Dr. Bright, can we move on to other stories?
Go ahead.
Okay. Yes, of course. Let's talk about the PDP. Because, if you're talking about 2027, you need to talk about the politicians, the parties, the opposition. The PDP. Let's look at the headlines on the PDP convention. The Guardian tags it, says PDP's future in doubt after disputed convention returns to Raki, elects NWC. Let's see if they have riders to those, and yes, they do. Now, these are the riders to it. Party leaders insist convention remains valid, binding. Southwest PDP hails Makinde. APC says convention a charade. INEC officials leave venue early over legal uncertainty. So there were INEC officials there. Analysts fear prolonged litigation may upend new NWC. Fintiri distances self from expulsion motion. South Secretary denies expulsion, reaffirms loyalty to Wike. And I also hear that the governor of Plateau State also distanced himself from the expulsion. Well, that's how it's reported on the cover page of the Guardian newspaper. And I think pretty much that's how. Now, the Punch says, PDP firestorm. Wike camp rejects expulsion as 4 states challenge Makinde. All right. Do we have... Okay, well, that's basically it. The papers we have in front of us this morning.
Look, this convention is going to cause problem. It's like PDP played into the hands of Wike. You see,
well, he's been suspended.
Did you agree with me? No, yeah, expelled. No, so not expelled. Who expelled him? And the order or the decision, does it stand? That convention is null and void in law. No, don't deceive yourself about it. INEC did not observe it. Which is very, very important to validate your convention. INEC must be there. Whether you invited them, they did not come or whatever. As long as they are not there, they are not there. So anybody can go to court and the court will shut it down. I mean, what will you say? No, will you challenge it again? When you did not follow due process in arriving at your convention, how can you blame anybody for doing that? It's null and void. They just wasted their time. People like Saraki warned them, don't go, don't do this convention. They didn't listen. And look at the man that was suspended in his, is it not KB or where? The chairman is on suspension in his ward. They now elected him as chairman, unopposed, the sole candidate.
Okay, national chairman.
The national chairman of PDP, Turaki. He's having problem with his ward in the northern state. Which state say? I want to remember the state he came from. He's having problem there. They suspended him for anti-party activity. So why do you now come and pick him without any challenge? People can go to court against that. So from the beginning, this PDP, I don't know what happened to them. They are just in disarray, as somebody said. Maybe they brought one juju to scatter them. Nobody want to agree with the other person. Nobody. They played into the hands of Wike because this is the opportunity he was waiting for. And this time around, I don't think anybody will blame him if he goes to court. I don't need to be told what will be the result. All these ones that are saying the court gave an order on Friday. They did their convention on Saturday. They are using that of the Friday court decision. It's not about court decision. It's about due process. Did you follow it? That is the issue. And I told you here what happened in the Rivers in 2019. APC of all people, the ruling party, they never contested election in that 2019. They never. Because of what? Conduction of your primaries. They didn't do that. From state assembly to national to governor to president, they did not participate in that election. It's on record. So why would you now think your own will work? They can use that particular decision as a reference. And so what will you now do?
Barrister, the Turaki that you are talking about is from Kebbi State. From Kebbi State.
Good.
Barrister, he is a senior advocate of Nigeria, so he understands the law as much as you do.